works and it gives the correct answers.
Oh, well then don't worry about Cengage. I give you 100% if you go ahead and push the submit inside MindTap.
Okay.
And not worry. Let me see. Somebody else came in. Let me see if I thought. Let's see. Yeah, Braden. Okay. You in, Braden? Should be now. I got the participants. Okay, so yeah. Okay, so in case no one, I don't think I was recording that, but Brian was asking about that batting average because he gets it to work outside of MindTap, but inside MindTap he does not. So you don't have to worry about that. If you just go ahead and submit in MindTap, and you can even, sometimes let me see if I got it where you can, is that the searching in array one, or is that the list basics one? Or are you talking about right down here?
Yeah. Is that Cengage or what is that?
No, well, I had you take the one from MindTap and then read a input file in. Did you do that?
Okay. No, I didn't do that one. I saw that one, but I didn't do that one.
Because I think one of the main reasons I had you do this one was because it's like the project. So,
yeah. And I watched the video on doing that and everything. But I didn't. It doesn't look like I can.
Did we do that one on the video? I can't remember. Let me.
Yeah, you discussed both of these batting averages, both reading the file as well as just doing the inputs and everything, and how to modify that. And like my only question was, is Cengage not liking the answer because I have a 0 in there, I guess?
Well, look, I would have to let you share screen to see what yours is doing, because there's no telling what MindTap is. There sometimes can even be a space or something. But you copied into there the code that I gave y'all for Cengage. Brian, not Brian, Braden, are you in there? I don't see you. Let me see here.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I don't have your, let me see. I wonder why your picture isn't showing. Do you have your video on?
I do not.
Oh, okay. That's all right. I just was making sure you were in there because I didn't see your picture over there in the things. Okay. So this one, let's go into MindTap and look what it's doing. Let's see. I didn't do it in MindTap last time. I just did it as outside of MindTap. Do y'all remember? Oh, here's somebody else. Let's see here.
Yeah, I don't think I ever saw it get submitted in MindTap.
Okay, so let me get Michael's coming in. Hey, Michael, we're just talking about the batting program in MindTap right now for a second. I was going to go in there and see what it was doing. Something just, that wasn't right. I'm gonna have to go out to it the other way. Let's see here. I can't remember if it's the searching an array or was it the list basics?
List basics.
Okay, so let's go in that one. Yeah, and I don't remember typing it in, so I'm going to go over here and, oh, maybe it's in there. Part of it's in there. Let me see. No, it's not all in there. Okay, I'm going to copy and paste my one that works. Let's see. Where did it go? Fundamentals. This is 6. Batting average. Oh yeah, this is the one where I have a bunch in there. Let's see. I think it's probably that's the original. Let's see. Oh, that's the wrong thing. Okay. So go over here and select it all. Select all and copy. Okay, so I'm just going to copy the one I have. That should be the correct one. Okay, so this one, when it runs, I need to put those values in. Well, I'll just see if it's going to do if it's going to run checks. Run checks. Okay, so yours doesn't do that, Brian?
No, mine doesn't green light. So
You do run checks? Did you do
yeah,
this?
when I run checks, and so it says my results are minimum batting average is 0.157, maximum batting average is 0.333, average batting average is 0.236.
Okay, well, before you run, just run the checks and see if it.
Yeah, that's exactly what the checks are saying.
Well, I mean, I didn't put any values in yet.
I didn't either.
2 out of 2. Okay.
Yeah, it completes it for you. So
Where? No,
when
you
you
have
run
to
the checks,
put
it
the
completes
input
it.
in. You got to put the input in. Oh, don't you?
No, you don't have to put it does it automatically.
Oh, okay. So that one and my test. Let me see. Somebody else is trying to get in. Let me make sure I have to accept all or something. It's crazy now. Quadri. Okay. All right. So yours doesn't do this at all. Did you copy and paste like I did into here? The one that I sent you?
No,
And do all these values that say output, let me see, look like that?
let's see here. I've got you're at the output test 2. All right. Batting average 300. Let's see here. Go down.
333.
0.3, 333, 0.29, 0.157, 0.3, 0.27, 0.269, and 0.242.
Do yours not have the 0 on the end, or they do?
Mine do have the zeros.
Okay. And then all of this.
Oh, no. The ones that you just highlight. Yeah, no, mine looks exactly the same. Keep scrolling down a little bit. Hold on here. 270125.
157.
For the very last one, I've got
Oh,
270,125.
Yeah, that's right. I just didn't have it scrolled over enough. So where is it showing you green or red, instead of green, that there's
Sure.
an error?
I can share my screen.
Yeah,
again.
let me stop sharing, then you can. Okay, now you can.
All right.
Oh, sometimes I have to go on here and tell y'all to share. Okay, wait a second. Now you should be able to share.
Let's see here. Share screen. There we go. All All right,
Okay.
should be able to see it.
Yeah, I see it. Okay, it says minimum batting. Is that in test 1 or test? Is this in the output for test 1 or test 2? Did anybody else get this that's in there?
This is the output for test 2 right there.
Okay, and did it do okay on test 1?
No, it did the same on test 1.
Okay, minimum batting average is 0.157, which it is 0. Okay. Minimum, where's the minimum? Okay, minimum is, so it doesn't like those last two. I guarantee you that all it is, because it's an output, oh wait, is your bottom one not the same? 2365. No, that's right. Is in the print statement, there's some space or something. So as long as this output matches, just submit it and I will, as long as I see that you've submitted it, then I can give you 100% on it.
Okay.
I don't know why, other than sometimes in MindTap, it's crazy. If you have a space out here, because it's the way it grades, and it gives a problem like that, because I don't, if you
Yeah,
copy
usually I've been able to do some, trickery with formatting or something like that,
and it works.
But
Yeah.
I stumped on that one. So
Okay, yeah, don't worry about it. Okay, do any of the rest of you guys that's in there have any questions about anything in MindTap or that other problem that I gave y'all before we go to project 4? Because that's that one which Brian said he didn't get to yet. This one, the batting file input assignment. Oh, I thought I put a due date on it a while ago. I did. Okay, it just doesn't say when it's available. So this one, you take that program that I just copied and pasted, and you're just going to change the batting input to a text file, like in project 4, where you have to read in a text file. So that's what this one's about. So I wanted to give you some more practice on that. And that's really the logical way. If you have a lot of input, it's going to be a lot better to do that. Oh, let's see. Did you stop share, Brian?
No, but I noticed that in your video was this your final solution to get the float to work right with that right there?
Hold on just a second, because nobody's seeing that. Let me get Zoom back where I can control which screen. Let's see. Oh, when you did share screen, oh, it won't let me do it, I think.
I can do a new share.
Let me see view options. Hold on. Fit to win. Let me see. Request remote control. Because it's not showing on the video, I'm sure, for anybody else what you got in there. So which one is that you opened up? It's Sentinel.
Oh, it's the batting average where you open the text file, because well, I was able to overcome that in the project 4.
Okay.
Finally. So yeah, never mind. I guess we can move on that. I got my prices data pinned float each line to work correctly. It took a while, but
okay, well, go ahead and let me share screen, and then you can tell me again what you had trouble
Sure.
with, because I need to let them be able to see it, and I can't, for some reason, I can't figure out how to, when someone else shares screen, because I have 2 monitors up here, so I have to let's see. Yours didn't go. Did yours go off share screen?
no, it's still on.
There,
I stopped.
there. Okay. All right. So when I share screen, I have to tell it which desktop I want. And for some reason, it wasn't doing that, giving me that option. Okay. So you guys should be seeing my screen now, right?
Yep.
Okay. So this is that. And now what were you, let me open that and then you can tell me, was it in the original batting average, this one right here?
The one where you need to open the text file.
So it's after you've made that?
Yeah, it's after that assignment we were just looking at.
Okay, so let's see here. Then I'll have to move it over. Okay, this one right here, and this statement. What were you saying?
Yeah, so I kept having problems with the appending and stuff, but it looks like I got my append to work. So instead of having like the float, the average string equals float line, I think I just did batting. Yeah, I did prices, price or average dot append parenthesis float parenthesis batting average is what I would do, I think.
See, we had trouble in the video where I was putting float, and so I ended up changing it. Let me see if this is the one that really works. It may not be. No, it's not. We fixed it last week, but I can't remember what I ended up where I put that one.
Yeah, I think you put it, I think you have to put it, you have to remove it from those entry lines, and you have to put it in front of the batting average inside the append parentheses.
Let me see if this is where I did it. Yeah, that's where batting average equals float AVG. This is the new one, is the one that is correct. Oh, and I think it won't come up on this side. Okay, so let's look at, let's go ahead and look at project 4 then. And if you can, if you still have some problems with this one, you've got, we can go over it. But you guys that are in here, has everybody finished project 4? Or you have any, let me see who else done it. Some of you probably already even put it in there, and we'll look at one of them.
Is there any way you could show us an example of the flowchart and pseudocode for project 4? Like maybe on MindTap or something? Because I'm having problem with it.
With what? Well, you're having problems with what now?
Project 4 pseudocode or flowcharts.
Here's somebody else. Hold on. Let me get some rest in here. There we go. Okay. Pseudocode or flowchart. Well, you got the Python, but you couldn't get the pseudocode or flowchart. Is that what you're saying, Quadri? Oh, his video's off too. Okay. You're muted. Okay. I'm not sure what you're asking. You're going to have to tell me again, because I'm not sure what you're asking about. Okay, so like, here's what I gave to you. And okay, let me see who's got it. Okay, Michael finished his. Did you have any problems, Michael?
No, not really.
Okay, and Stacy and Jesse are not in here. Brian, you just uploaded yours too?
Yeah, I just have the code there. I don't have the flow.
No
flow
card.
chart.
Okay, let's see if this will. Which did you do, Michael? Did you do pseudocode or flowchart, or did you just comment?
I just comment.
Yeah, that Quadri, I don't know if you can hear your both you're muted now, so I don't know.
Yeah, okay.
Okay, so what you were asking is how to do that. Well, you can just comment. Did you get the Python done?
Yes.
Okay, well, on the Python, if you comment it, did you do that? Here, let me just look at yours and see what you hadn't uploaded it yet.
I didn't submit it yet.
When you say comment it, do you mean comment it like they do in Cengage, where each line has what it's doing and everything?
Yes, yes.
Oh, okay, okay.
If you do that, then you don't have to pseudocode, because the purpose of pseudocoded flowchart is before you code in a language, then you figure out how to solve the problem. And in some languages, like what I used to code in an old procedure oriented, that was a big deal because like COBOL was so wordy. And so pseudocode was like shorthand for it. But now, actually, Python being a scripting language, it already is almost like pseudocode. So if you just, the areas, let me get where Michael's, his was ready. I can kind of show you, because he said he commented his. Let me do student assignments, new folder. I mean, some students still like to flowchart. It just kind of depends on your preference. Because if you're more of a visual person, then flowcharting sometimes helps. You don't.
I'm already used to commenting most everything that I do in any kind of code. So yeah, knowing that, yeah, I've got no problem with commenting.
Yeah, that's all you have to do. You don't have to flowcharters. I think I said that in the problem. I hope I did. Okay, so what's this part, Michael? Is this? This is a document. So, oh, that's your output, isn't it? Okay, so here's his code. And of course I tried the other day and I haven't been back and worked with it. My PyCharm is funky on this computer. Okay, so here's his problem. And you see he told, okay, you probably need to put, for the test so you'll know, a little bit more comments. Although this is functions, his is real straightforward. He did his comments here that tell what this function does, declarations and initializing variables and arrays. So I think you were only required the one function, I believe, is what I probably ought to read the problem first so I know for sure what we're.
Yeah, honestly, this one was very straightforward, I thought.
Yeah. And that should be like, the test will be similar. It'll take test 3 and have you, like this one took project 3, I believe. Okay, so here you, oh, it does say create. I didn't tell you that you could do just comments anywhere.
You did at the bottom.
Oh, okay. Create pseudocode flowchart for the following problem. Create and test the Python for the problem. Down at the bottom, I did. Or comments. Okay, yeah, I need to change that in the instructions because it's not clear. So read the t-shirt into an array, use a loop to read each element and print the 3 prices, see the attached image and use a function. Okay, yeah, you only had to do a function, you had to do a loop. So this is the only test that's gonna test for those 3 things. No, maybe we used a loop in test 3, but I didn't go ahead and require a function, I don't believe, in test 3, or we didn't read into an array. So this is going to show me if you can do those things. And so he has the one function here, but the program actually starts here. And this is where he populates his array. And if you have the code down to populate an array, what you do in the middle, you always append, but this is the same for every program that you have. The logic is going to be the same, just your variables may change, although they don't really have to. So he set his count to 0, then he opened his file, read it into a variable, and then for line in read F, t-shirt prices, and you see he had to declare his array up here at the top. So that's important that that's declared. He could have declared it right above this line, but it's good to do it at the very top of your program. But that's the only line of code that Python will see until it calls this one. So it'll see that, then it'll skip down here. T-shirt prices dot append float line. So he went ahead on t-shirt prices and made it a float and read in one. Remember in the head first book how it showed like a paper thread shredder and it divided each line. So that's what this is doing for line in read F, because you can only read one line at a time. So let's look at let's see, you don't have a t-shirt Bob there. Let me go. So this is not going to run, and I didn't tell you to include.
Oh yeah, sorry, you don't have the t-shirts.
Yeah, let me get it here. I can get it over here. Oh, where did it go? Let's see if it's in there. No. There it is. Let's see here. Copy. Okay, so now I need to put this in. Yeah, whenever you zip your file, it'll make it easier for me. If you include the t-shirt text, I'm not gonna count off.
Oh, actually, so I didn't zip it. On Project 4, I actually had a separate attachment of t-shirt prices.txt.
Is that Michael saying that? Oh, it was only a zipped folder that was in there that I saw. Okay, so here we can run it anyway. Anyway, I wanted to show what so that's what this file looks like that we're reading in. So he made it float because it's money. So we're gonna float it, and then he's incrementing each one he reads in. But actually, you don't even have to keep a counter in a for loop. It will automatically at the end just stop. So it's not wrong to do that, but it doesn't need it there. So here it's reading it in and appending it. So it's creating this into an array. If you printed out t-shirt prices, the array, you would see that it would have all these in it. Then the next step is a for loop. It says for loop in range 0 to count. Okay, the reason
That's why
you did that. Okay, I see, Michael. That's why he did that, so he would know how many were in here. So he wasn't just appending to the array, he was also counting how many. And I'll give y'all if you take Python, there's a function called length, Len, and you can say just length of the array and it'll give you the amount, the length. You can do that right before, but this is a good way to do it. That's good logic. So for loop in range, and so it's saying start with 0 in the array, 0 position, which will be $15, and go through count. And each time you read in an array element, make a call to this called discount price. So here he says day 1 equals t-shirt prices sub loop, but you didn't pass loop up there. But it worked because Python is forgiving. Because actually, you should have to put this in here and another variable up here for it to be the way functions pass in other languages. Sometimes Python will let you do that, but if you use the same name, which is what you did, you used loop here and used loop here. But in other languages, in a function, it won't work like that. So then day 2 equals day 1 times 85%. Day 3 equals day 2 times 85%. So if we run it, let's see. There we go. So he got all, you can't see that. He got all of his output correct. So now this is one way, a very straightforward way. That doesn't mean if you didn't do it that way. Okay, now I know Brian, that was good, Michael. I know that Brian and who else has theirs done? Braden, do you have yours?
I was gonna say, let's definitely take a look at mine because mine is different.
Is that Braden or Brian?
Brian.
Okay.
Mine isn't done yet.
Okay, so Brian, let's see if I can find it. There it is. I'll have to pull that t-shirt text file out of. Okay, so his starts appears, functions after that. Normally you want to put the function at the top, but that's this because you are calling, where are you calling that? Oh, and you've got a function at the bottom too. Yeah, this, I'm surprised that this works because your function should be above where it's called. You only have this in your, you have this part in your main and this part in your main. Okay, so let me, let's make sure it works. Let me put that t-shirt file outside here so that we can find it. Uh-oh, get this going, so it's not. Okay. This did work and got the right prices. So this part, the way he defined his array up here, then he read in his file for each line in price result. So this part is just like every for loop that reads, that populates the array. He just didn't have the counter like Michael had. So then it's going to skip both of this. It's going to make a call to discount appear for t-shirt in prices. What did you do there? For t-shirt in, where's t-shirt coming from? Oh, in the array prices. Did you call? Yeah, you called the array prices for t-shirt and prices. Day two.
So it's basically saying for each line and prices.
Yeah, okay, I got it. Output. Then he makes a call here to this function for his output. T-shirt, day 2 and day 3. And that does the formatting for his output. Yeah, that looks good too. This is, instead of counting like Michael did how many was in his array, you just had the for loop go to the end of the array, which will also work. Anytime you use a for loop, you don't have to tell it where it's at the end. It will just automatically stop, which is good with a file. So you need to, yeah, if you go in and comment this, then you don't have to do pseudocode of flowchart. Okay. All right.
Okay.
Okay, anybody else? If y'all are okay with it, then on Wednesday, I will do the test at 9:30. And then I think I told y'all I'd do an evening one too, seems like, because my online students, I can't remember what I said exactly. I'll have to, but I usually do an evening one like at 7 or something. So I'll do the 9:30, those who prefer the day, and then I'll do the other one. And if you take the final, I mean, if you take test 4 and you've taken all the other tests and you're satisfied, I won't have all the grades calculated till over the weekend probably. And then you can determine if you don't want to take the final, you're not required to. You're okay with your grade. If you're not sure if I've done everything, you can say on the weekend, email me, give me a few days to get it all done. And then if you're not sure if that's your final grade, you can email me and I'll let you know if that's your final grade, whether you want to take the final or not.
Yeah, okay. If you have some extra time at some point, I'd love to go over my miserable fail at test 3.
Oh, test 3?
Yeah.
Did you see? Oh,
I submitted code, but and we don't have to do it in class, but yeah, I submitted code, but it does not work.
Does not work?
No.
Well, it might. It might help somebody. Let me see.
Yeah, for some reason, I don't know why, I just got so lost with that one, and I haven't been able to recover.
With what?
Oh, with test 3, for some reason, I got just lost on that one.
Okay. Any of you guys have, other guys have any questions before? And then if you can either stay in and watch this, or you can log out, whichever you'd rather do.
Yeah, I just looked back at my test 3, and it's commented on just about every line. So if that'll help, feel free.
Oh, okay. Let's go back to. Okay, let's see. So I'm in test 3. Oh, there's some I haven't graded. Okay, that was Brian's. Yeah, there you are. Where is your test 3? I don't see it, Brian. Oh, I bet I did the wrong.
Oh, it's in your email because, yeah.
It is.
Yeah.
Okay, because you did it late or something. Yeah, because I don't even have it. Okay.
May have sent it to you. It may have gone to your Gmail as opposed to, I don't know.
Oops, did I pass you? Wow, must be somewhere other than that mail because it's not coming up. So did I grade it? How do you know you messed up? Did I grade
Oh,
it?
I know I messed up just from looking at it, or just from not being able to get it to work. I just saw it for some reason. It was in there. It was, if you go back to that other mail, it was in there. But when you did that search for some reason, no. Clear out your search and just type in my
This
first
one
name.
right here, this search.
No, the other search.
Yeah, it was archived off. When you just typed Brian, you could see it.
On your other
On the
mail.
mail.
On the inside the test, like inside here.
No.
Your
Down at
mail client.
your Hotmail client.
Oh, right here.
Yeah, there, and clear out my name for subject and just start typing in Brian, and it'll come in. Yeah, Bryan. There it is, right there.
So, but I never did grade it, you saying?
No.
Okay, you sent me the flow chart. Okay, here's the program. See, I think a lot of what you're doing is you're not understanding how functions need to be at the top.
I got that like right as we were looking some things. Yeah, I was.
And this one didn't even need a function, actually. This one, you only had to use, okay, let's, probably will be easier if let me look at Michael's, because he said his was good. Let's see. And that might help you to see. I just didn't realize I haven't graded all the test 3s. I think some people took it late. Let's see. Did I pass you, Michael? There you are. Oh, I probably have it already downloaded here because I graded it. So it's gonna be here. Oh, well, guess I lied. Let me see. It should have been in there. Yours isn't. No.
Yeah, it's T3_MC.
Okay, so let's go. Just download it. Okay. Guess I wasn't putting everybody in there. All right, save it there. Okay, so see what he does is he makes his declarations up here at the top, then his function. But I didn't require you to do a function, right? In that one, I thought I said no, but I can't remember. I need to look at it. But anyway, that's where most of his logic for his if else's are at. So the main program starts here where he asks for input, a student name, while student name is not equal to quit. So when you have finished entering student names, then you put 999 in. Here's where he said he commented every line. Then he tested GPA equals float, input, enter the grade, get the first grade and initialize the loop. Number of grades equals 0, total GPA equals 0. So he's got a nested while loop here inside the outer loop here.
And that's kind of what I was trying to do too, I think. Yeah.
Does that help, Brian?
Yes, it does. It does. And scroll. So that's scroll up for a second. Okay, so doing his declarations. So the def display messages is a function, and then the one below it is another function.
No, that's his only function right here.
Okay.
He calls it right here. That's where it's
okay. And this is down here is just a loop. Okay.
yeah,
okay.
that's inside the outer
First
loop.
while, yeah.
So your functions
Go
your
ahead.
functions go at the top and your code goes below your functions.
Yeah, because what you want to be sure is the way most languages work, but this isn't true like in Java. Java and has you do it below. But anyway, in Python, the structure, it doesn't mean that it won't work the other way, but the structure is to put your declarations at the top. So when Python starts, it's going to look at this, then it's going to say, oh, that's a function, but so I don't know what that is. Then it's going to go down here, start with student name, and he's using the outer loop because the student name, you want to get all the grades inside that student name. So it's an inner loop right here where he keeps asking for grades until you're through with entering grades for that student. Then when you're through with that student, then you're going to print out the average GPA for that student and go to display message and find out which one of these messages is going to print out for that student. And then this is real important at the bottom of the loop, just like at the bottom of the inner loop, you had to ask for another grade before you go back up here again. You have to ask for another student name.
Right. So that total GPA plus GPA. So is that where he's adding up the GPAs?
Yes. That's
Okay.
why that's the inner loop, because it keeps asking, do you want to enter another grade?
Yep.
If you do, then go ahead and add it into my total, because then I don't actually do the average until I drop out of that loop.
Okay.
Yeah, you'll notice in the outer loop, you ask for the first GPA input, and then you start the inner loop, and you accumulate it, increment, and then add another GPA or quit.
This is like the priming input. Remember, we talked about that.
Okay.
Every loop has to have a priming input and then one that alters the input at the bottom of the loop.
All right.
So this is the bottom of the inner loop. This is the bottom of the outer loop. Okay. And so it has its priming right here. Then it starts the loop, the outer loop, and does the priming input for the inner loop.
Okay.
All right.
All right. All right. Awesome.
Okay. Thanks for that example, Michael.
Yeah. Thanks, Michael.
All right. If everybody's done, then I will see you guys on Wednesday or at whichever time.
All right. Thanks, everybody. You guys have a great day.
Y'all too. Let's see here.